It's the time to get down.
Already got the chat in there. It seems like Mac is saying, let's all get together and celebrate the chant of Norman. Now,
Norman.
Instead
It was
of,
good to have Norman back last night.
well, I think he changed his name. I think it's Norman and not Norman.
Neither a man.
Gee, that's wrong.
Nor a special person.
That's right, man.
He is our Norman. We love him. It was good to have him back.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you recovered from yesterday, man. I told you, crazy Tuesdays, you guys. When we do crazy Tuesdays, it's a lot that goes on in this place. Matter of fact, welcome to Morning Coffee. Not only do we broadcast, but we have facility maintenance, updates, redevelopment. Everything lands on Tuesdays, man. Why Tuesday? I don't get it.
Hey, but it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, and guess what?
What is that?
I think it's time to get up.
Yo,
Get ready.
I know you're not getting up.
Everybody, time to get up and get ready for school. You know how we do it.
How come you're not
It is
getting up?
Tuesday.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
I'm doing the chair dance.
That's this dedicated to
Man,
Norman.
we didn't get no rest.
No, man. It's hard, you guys.
Everybody.
Yeah. Guess what up, man? Morning Coffee. The day after the celebration. You guys got down with it last night, man. I'm just a witness. I just hit the switch. All we can say is George Duke was remembered, celebrated. Man, the contribution and the body of works to the arts, the music. Unbelievable. Playing stuff that I didn't know. I'm sorry, Martin. When I look at it, I don't even know if it was enough. I think it needed a 3-parter.
You know, it was a wonderful experience that included, the contributions of our regulars, Mac McAllister, E&M Bureau Chief. We had PMC, and at the end of the evening, Norman dropped in.
Yep.
Hey, it was unique. We had Phil Perry call in on the phone. We put a mic on the speakerphone. And we went through the night, and it was wonderful. Not a technical glitch.
No.
Not a problem. All the music of George Duke, and we got a chance to celebrate the man.
You did have one, though. I'm sorry. The part I enjoy. I know it's not cool, and I know corporate and big business media don't like this, but when the apps all of a sudden you close them out and they keep going, I love the idea that you close it out and you go like, I have no control.
You have to be ready on the air to try things because things crash just like on your computer. Right. During the show, I hit stop and nothing. Well, I hit stop and the button didn't move. So as the system crashed, it kept playing while we were playing tracks. So I thought it was hilarious.
Yes, it was. But in the meantime, you guys, this is what we're going to do today. We're actually going to just give you an overview of what happened as it relates to last night and the body of work that George Duke was involved in, many, many decades involved. But we're going to hit you with some new sports, too, because, it's necessary. Sports is global. Hot Picks keeps us honest because it's people who evolve. We understand that life is like a picture, and there are many pictures of you all everywhere, including Norm. Mario, what do you got?
I got nothing. Hey, but it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. We're getting ready for the new season. Well, the good news for those who watch the show regularly is that we've got new vocalists coming. The new season is coming, and we've got more contestants, folks who can be part of the new season that sang.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way.
Kimberly, Jay, Rulan.
Yes, she did. She put it down. Well, I'm going to probably check out Ramsey Lewis tomorrow and see if I can record him, man, live.
We came to do.
Oh, yeah. We came, we conquered, and we...
Come on. Be cool. Be cool.
What was this, what is a smooth jazz version of Get Up?
That was a smooth jazz version. If you ever had a day where your butt was dragging in the sand.
Yeah, it is.
But welcome to Wednesday, August 7th. Like you said, Morning Coffee. We're still crazy here because we were burning the candle at both ends last night with that wonderful tribute show to George Duke. And then we ended up looking up and finding ourselves in the line at drive-through at Popeye's Chicken.
I wasn't.
You like those biscuits, don't you?
I'm sorry.
Well, here we were, 1 a.m. Wow. Popeye's Chicken. What did you get, Vic? You got the chicken tenders.
I got the organic chicken tenders.
And I got the 3-thigh combo.
You got the pork thigh, right? Okay.
Well, so that's what kind of things we have to do here at Morning Coffee because our butts being worn out.
Yeah.
and from doing the things. But I can tell you it's wonderful, and everything bodes well for the upcoming season. So the main announcements I have to do with next week. For all of our regulars, we're looking to implementing a temporary schedule. We got to do a little bit less broadcast. Why? Everybody knows that Pack Stereo is involved in an application for a low-power FM station in Los Angeles. We're a part of the PrometheusRadio.org. Go take a look at them, because these are all these frequencies that are being opened up around the country. President Obama signed the legislation. All these frequencies are opening up all over the country. And so Pack Stereo is in the running. Believe it or not, we are probably the favored one in the Los Angeles area, but that doesn't mean you're going to get it. You got to have all your ducks in order. And the whole thing about having low power FM stations is what it means for the community, because people are taking back these airwaves. They're being abandoned to a certain extent, and now they're using for more community resources, and we want to be part of leading that whole charge.
Right.
So remember, you can go and look and see what frequencies are available in your area. There's a tool. If you go to PrometheusRadio.org, you can find out, because you may want to do an application in your area. They are there to do. They are there to do, and that's one of the things going on today.
Sounds good, man.
So we want you to know, because next week we got to change our schedule, because guess what? We got to go schmoozing. We got to go we got to go work with community folks. We got to go meet with community organizations and discuss, debate how we can work together on this low-power FM station, community resource that Pack Stereo will be supporting. What we're basically offering up is all the technology.
Right.
We're basically saying we can host the thing. We host it now.
Right.
But for in terms of the content and what's being broadcast, we want to hook up and align with some other communities.
In other words, there'll be a list of the deliverables that we'll be involved in, so it won't be just one-dimensional, one linear application or directive. And it also doesn't mean this also. You may not get what we call the traditional morning coffee as the regular schedule. We'll still do special broadcasts. So it only means that a portion of the day has to be contributed to the business, networking, the applications of it. And you can't run broadcasts throughout the predominant of the business day that at night expect to connect with people. You can't do that. So you got to shift some of your responsibilities. And so part of that doesn't mean we're going anywhere. It only means that when we do have guests who may come on, special performances, that's what we're going to have the exception to. So instead of the traditional talk shows constantly going, we're going to try to preempt that with bringing in live performing guests. And the show may take place at different times, not necessarily at morning coffee time. So to me, the part I love about it, I thought we was going in this direction anyway. And it was just a recipe of growth for us. So we were expanding, but this opportunity with Prometheus.org just kind of drops there. And I'm still waiting for Mario to actually cheer Obama for signing in this. He really takes a low-key approach when he says his name about this, so I don't see the rah-rah.
Because it started way before. I'm still kind of pissed off about Guantanamo.
We're talking about entertainment and arts.
I'm still kind of...
Wait a minute.
I'm kind of pissed off about those things, being the radical leftist that I am.
Can we keep this right on the music, the entertainment?
Well, come on, let me show. Okay, well, it's going to be that kind of day. We got hot picks.
Yes, we do.
We got new sports.
Yes, we do.
And I did want to show you a little piece on the Prometheus Radio Project so you can think about it. And also a little music piece.
There you go, man.
So that's the kind of a thing it is. One of the things I don't have done yet is that the recent visits by Sophia Janelle Taylor and by Kimberly J. Rulon, we're going to be cutting the specific little performances out of those visits, and those are going to be syndicated out to YouTube, too. They want us to do that.
Yeah, I know, because she called me. I said, you just left here.
When they do, what happens, I know. You know what? People are starting to want it because they know that we do it, so they start to want it. They go like, Mar, you going to put the individual songs up? So, if they do a 2-hour show, I will go back and pull the songs out, cut them out, and upload those separately.
Right.
So that is coming, okay?
Yeah.
For Kimberly J. Rulon, and also for Sophia Janelle Taylor and her book reading also.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know they're sniffing it out. I mean, well, I shouldn't use that term.
Yeah, it has Special take to it, though.
That's right.
Special take.
That's all right. But thank you guys. Hey, enjoying this. This is our Friday in a way. But hey, the work still goes on tomorrow. I'll
That's
be
right.
laughing at you guys.
Now, Monday, we will be back with a show. We have a show on Monday.
It's a good. You may have Tuesday. It's pending right now. But yeah, you're going to have a Monday hottie in here. Yes, you will.
So we're going to think of what we're going to do. We're trying to figure out some different abbreviated things. We're thinking about trying to maybe do some updates at different times of the day and broadcast them during this time.
Yeah.
Because we need approximately, you guys, everything has to be done by like October 13th.
Right.
I think that's the date. I'll double check. So we have to get to work on this. We got all of the basic things done, but we got to now get out and meet with these community people. Those of you out there in your area, if you're interested in perhaps having a low-power FM station, remember, you can partner with other folks. Just like we're going to be offering up all the technical support. They're not going to have to do anything technically for the radio.
No.
Just provide us with the content. We're even covering the cost of the upgrades. For us to upgrade to a 100-watt transmitter is about a $700 cost, which is remarkable in today's world that it's that cheap.
Computer, less than a Mac.
Right. And everything else we have is really, we have a 20-watt. We usually broadcast at 0.5.
Right.
But we have a 20-watt transmitter. And the thing that I'm really looking at, the only other cost that we're looking at besides the $700 for the transmitter is to build the antenna.
Right.
And we're not going to do anything crazy. We're just going to put a long-ass antenna pole up.
Right. It'll be better looking than the old, what we call antennas that were actually bigger than the houses you see when you drive by. They look like weather stations on the roof.
The antenna we have right now happens to be a 15-foot wooden pole that has the antenna from
it's a lightning
from Amazon. Yeah, taped with duct tape to the tip of that.
Yeah.
And then that antenna is clamped with clamps, industrial clamps.
Yeah.
Onto a windowsill.
It's a lightning rod conductor.
I never thought about that.
I didn't think about that. I did. I'm glad you have it where you have it.
The good thing about us that is directly across the street. Now, I grew up in this house, and directly across the street, one house over, is a ham antenna, because the man who was there when I was growing up was a ham operator. There is a huge antenna across the street and one house over. I mean, huge.
You know what it looks like? You know when you're driving in the desert and you look to the right or left and you see the wires going from one...
It is huge.
It's a mini size. I'm looking at it and going, I have never seen anything on a house that big.
Right.
Never.
And the thing growing up, it would always interfere from time to time with the TV signal. You'd be sitting there, all of a sudden you'd hear something.
Oh, yeah. He would pipe in during that music.
Come through right through in your TV signal. So this all may work out for us, and that's why, again, we're letting you know this. So we're going to have an interesting show today. Let me show you the piece about the radio, because I want you to think about it in your own community. Remember, you can go to Prometheus Radio. You can type in your zip code and find out what frequencies are available. This organization has everything to teach you about what it takes to do some community radio. Wonderful, wonderful opportunity.
Yeah.
And here we go. Okay, you guys? And then we'll be right back. Vic?
You got it, man.
La-dee-da-dee. Put your hands on the radio.
Radio licenses in cities and towns across the country. This fall, the Federal Communications...
Oh, let's fix that.
Start your radio station with the help of the Prometheus Radio Project. Thanks to the passage of the Local Community Radio Act, nonprofit groups will have a historic opportunity to apply for free FM radio licenses in cities and towns across the country. This fall...
Blowing up my stuff, huh?
Start your radio station with the help of the Prometheus Radio Project. Thanks to the passage of the Local Community Radio Act, nonprofit groups will have a historic opportunity to apply for free FM radio licenses in cities and towns across the country. This fall, the Federal Communications Commission will open up an estimated week-long application window during which organizations will have a one-time chance to start their own radio station. But before you take any further steps, verify that there's space on the dial in your area. Use R-Free to do this by going to radiospark.org/RFREE.
You're a nonprofit organization, union, foundation, association, or nonprofit corporation registered with your state, a full-time school, college, university, a public safety organization,
or affiliate with
federally
them.
recognized tribe. Note that your organization does not have to be established
That's
as
right.
a
It does not.
501c3.
Your board members do not control another broadcast license, daily newspaper, or cable television system. They have no character issues which were unresolved or resolved adversely in
Well, we got
broadcast
Mac and
association proceedings.
PMC
They have not
characters.
been found guilty of any of the following: mass media-related antitrust or unfair competition, fraudulent statements to other government units, or discrimination. They have no drug convictions that lead to the denial of federal
No
benefits.
drug
They have
conviction.
never engaged in unlicensed broadcasting of a radio station. Exceptions to these requirements can be found on our website. Your organization is physically headquartered within 10 miles of your proposed antenna site. For applicants outside of the top 50 radio markets, your organization is headquartered within 20 miles. Or 3/4 of your board members are within 10 miles of the proposed.
How about across
antenna
the
site.
street
For
from the
applicants
antenna?
outside of the top 50 markets within 20 miles of the proposed transmitter site. It's better to use your HQ if you have one, because board members can change or move.
Write a description of your organization's educational program and how your proposed station will be used to advance your educational program. You'll need this for the application. Having a clear mission and purpose will also help and attract funds and volunteer support. Make a detailed description of your station's programming. You'll need this for the application as well. The FCC won't hold you to this programming plan in the future, but the more details you can share here, the better.
Find a transmission site. On the application to apply for your low-power FM station, there will be a space labeled Antenna Location Coordinates. This will be the latitude and longitude of where you will put your antenna and transmitter, so it is important to pick a good spot. A low-power FM station can be expected to broadcast up to 5 miles depending on the surrounding terrain.
That's right.
Because of this
Lamert
short
Park.
broadcast range, you will need to carefully select a transmission site to reach a particular area. But where to put it? There are 2 types of locations to look for. You can either rent space on an existing tower or find your own location to mount an antenna. First, look right under your nose. Consider any properties that your organization already rents or owns.
So at our
Can any
property,
of those locations reach your desired coverage area?
we're right above
It may
Lamert
be
Park.
helpful to consult an engineer, especially in urban areas. In many cities, you will likely need to rent space on a tall building or an existing tower. As a general rule, your transmission site should be as close as possible to the center of the area you want to cover. But there are exceptions. If there is a line of sight between the radio antenna and a radio receiver, the signal will be picked up strongly, even up to 10 miles away.
That's
The
us.
highest location in town is often the best option.
We're the
Identify
hill
a
above
possible
Lamert Park.
studio location. This location will vary, but generally should be near your community and your transmitter. An extra room or two in your organization's office could serve as your studio to start off. Community
No.
radio is 90% about community and 10% about radio. Host some community meetings and start to involve others early. Reach out to your neighbors to
That's
find
what
out
we're
what
about
kind
to
of
do.
station your community needs. What voices are missing in local media? Whose issues aren't being covered?
Although the application itself is free, you'll probably need to hire the help of an engineer to ensure that your application is accurate. This could cost anywhere from $500 to $2,000. After you're
We're going to do it for a
license,
fraction.
you will have less than 2 years to build your station.
Ours is built.
Setup costs for equipment begin at around $15,000.
We're cutting that
Does your
down to
organization have the
2,000.
ability to raise that sort of money in your community? Create a budget and set fundraising goals. Fundraising is a great way to get your community connected while preparing for these expenses. Be sure to have a plan of how you will use the money you raised if you don't get the radio license. Will you return the money to the donors, or will it go to another local media project to improve?
We have
the
an angel
chances of getting a
investor.
license? There is a point system.
He's actually a devil
determined by the
investor
FCC.
named Mario
You
Hemsley.
can get up to 6 bonus points.
He's
on
an evil
your
demon
application.
investor.
1 point is awarded for each of the following criteria. Groups who have established presence in the community for at least 2 years.
That's us.
Those who have no other broadcast stations. Those controlled by tribal nations. Those who pledge to produce 8 hours of locally originated programming per day.
We are going to do that.
Those who pledge to staff a studio open to the public for at least 20 hours per week. And the final
We're going to do that.
for those groups who commit to do both the
Talk to
local
Vic.
programming and the studio pledges.
Now you should be ready to complete your application. The FCC only accepts applications during the filing window, but the application will be available online before then. As soon as they put it up on their website, make an account and fill it out. You'll be able to save a draft of your application right away. Once the filing window opens, don't wait until the last day.
Hell no.
Now the waiting starts.
No, we
But
ain't
don't
waiting.
worry, there's a lot to do while you wait. You can continue to fundraise, assess your community's media needs, plan your vision for your station, and start making radio online with your volunteers. The FCC will process applications without competitors first.
And I can run
In a rural
broadcasts from my
area,
folks.
You're likely to find out the status of your application within a few months. In urban areas with a crowded radio dial, it may take longer. If you do have competitors, that's where the point system comes into play.
If the stars are aligned in the perfect sequence, the FCC will award you a construction permit.
Right now in
This
LA, we
moment
have
is
no
your cue to
competitors.
start the construction process. You will need the station completely up and running once 18 months roll around. From the fruits of your fundraising, you should have enough money to buy equipment and get your station studio. Get technicians, engineers, and other handy folk together to fully assemble your station to functionality.
Use the mission and programming that you developed from before and reach out to folks in your community to participate. You will need lots of volunteers, DJs, fundraisers, planners, music lovers, programmers, and others. When the station is up to functionality, it is time to go on air and tell the FCC that you are officially a station. You are ready for your official license.
All right, you can
Once you have
see.
your license and a paper to prove it, spread the word to your community and tell them to tune in. You are listening to WSKP 90.3 Low Power FM Cattawn. We are
Go to
a broadcast
Prometheus
service
Radio.
of the ASY.
Yeah, I want you all to see that because that's what the big push is for the fall. Again, we're the masters of doing things in the least expensive way. And in terms of equipment costs, based on the way we do things, we know we can get those costs down to, the actual technical equipment required to run the radio station can be done for actually probably as cheap as a few $100s. We've talked about that. That's not really the thing. The thing is to have the room, the place, and those kind of things. But definitely, you could do it. We remember our software that we use here is readily available everywhere. Works on even old computers. You don't need even fancy computers of any type to run what we're doing. And we're doing internet television. You can do internet radio simultaneously. Remember, we simulcast this show on internet radio at a cost of less than $20 a month. So I want to make that clear. These are the things that are available, and we are doing them. So look forward to that. We want you guys to join up with us and support us as we attempt to, work with the Los Angeles community. It'll be a first for me. I'm putting a bunch of it on Vic because he's out there in the community anyway.
There we go.
Yeah, because I can't hit the button.
That's
But
okay.
Vic, it's this whole thing of Vic. Everybody wants to identify at the station who is going to be the focus point.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be Victor. I'm the technical focus point, but I'm only the technical focus point. So we're going to be doing more of this.
Oh, this is a no-brainer compared to the focus points I've had to wear in the past, and this will be like relaxation because I'm telling you, the other focus points ain't pretty. I'm telling you.
Oh well, the focus points.
I look forward to this. This is the part where they say is you ride and you roll with it. So no, I think it's a good thing. You guys think I joke all the time, but don't get it twisted, y'all. This is the fun time for me. The other time, I'm telling you, I love it. Can't wait, man.
Well, that's so everybody knows that's what's coming up, and I've already mentioned too. We're going to be actually giving proposals to both the Millen sisters, to Kimberly J. Roulan, male vocalist that you haven't heard, about the upcoming head-to-head show. That's a show where two artists record the same track, and then we get to vote for whose version we like. You got to do some stuff to make it, competitive, or that adds really interest. I wasn't really looking to make a competition, Vic, but when you add those competitive things, it makes the show more interesting to people.
Yeah, yeah, it is. You know, it's a reward system. It's a fun system, and it breeds relationships. So it should be interesting. I mean, everybody, like I said, people like to have that interaction. It's hard to get people to sit and just listen, man. It's very hard. You get charged for that when you go to the movies. I'm just saying.
We'll be right back.
So basically, I'm gonna be one of these potatoes, and right here, and then like batting it.
This is Victor Allen out at the clubs once again.
Little preview, y'all. Here, let's get it hot. Let's make it hot.
Where's my after hours crew at? I don't hear my after hours.
Where's everybody in this motherfucker? Alright, hey yo, can I get it like this? Do the ladies run this motherfucker? Damn, fellas, y'all gotta represent. Do my fellas run this motherfucker? Wow, that was a good, strong representation, but I love ladies, so you win.
Do you have a choice?
I'm the boy you done heard about, yeah. You live on the world.
Yeah. After hours. That's that club sound. Overwhelming that camera mic, huh? Look like fun like a mother.
It was, man.
That's the kind of energy you need with live performances from rap. And the music is slamming.
That's right.
Yeah. Victor Allen did that. Victor did that.
Everybody gonna say, I didn't see him on stage. I didn't see Victor Allen on stage. No, that was, I was in the back, and they had it turned up so loud. There was just no way you can avoid the overpowering. But see, they didn't care.
You have to have a sound man.
Yeah,
You know, when
well, you
Vic
can't-
goes out, we have tremendous abilities to adapt. Still, it's better to always get what you get.
Yeah.
Man, because, you know, I have to admit, the LZ, Local Zone, that's the series where Victor goes out and shoots the concert. It's amazing because in the beginning, I was the one who was most interested in that. But based on the way we are and our responsibilities, what we do, it ended up being Victor's thing.
Yeah.
To go out and shoot the concerts. And it's turned out to be one of the most, let's just say it's one of the biggest draws that we have here at Pack Stereo.
Yeah.
Constantly get people who are writing us about videos you shot on Rachelle Farrell.
Yeah.
You know, groups like After Hours, Tina Marie.
Yeah,
You know,
it's great.
Stephanie Mills.
Yeah, man.
You know?
I like that. I said, I'm just a consumer in waiting.
Well, it's wonderful. Some chat in the chat room too about the upcoming series for next year, next season, not next year. Head to Head. You know, Matt, for those of you who are interested, once Vic and I get it clear, that's why we have to have the time, the new schedule, so we can have this planning time. If I can figure out a way to make the planning time into a show, and that's what we're talking about, is that what if on the days off, and when Vic and I were having planning meetings, if we broadcast some of that sort of as a reality show, because we think it would be something interesting to people who are producers who are considering. It's just that I couldn't make it interactive. I'd have to make it like you guys were the fly on the wall while we were planning. Right. You could hear the discussions, because I don't mind you hearing the discussions. They're discussions that everyone should think about. But it does apply to these shows. We have a song list, Mac. There's over 30 tracks I already did. In other words, in my spare time, I have a group of guys who would, and PMC knows what I talk about, they would basically play the songs into the computer. They would do what we call sequence. And I've used them over the years. And so over the last, 8 years or so, I would periodically send them an MP3 file of a classic song that I was thinking about doing a remake. Lo and behold, I have over 30 tracks. I mean, these are some classic songs that we are going to be remaking on the upcoming series. Old School, for those of you who know Old School. So I'm not ready to publish to the world the names of the songs. But Mac, you could have it, and PMC, you could have it. I can let you guys know or send it to you. Yeah. But there is a list. The other thing is that we recognize is that we can go and get songs done. My same team exists. And so if there's a song we want to remake, and remember, once a song is released, you can re-record and release that song for a statutory mechanical rate. That means it is a fixed rate that you pay per track. I think it's like 9.25 cents or something right now. But I haven't looked in a while. But the whole thing is that you can go online, register the song, and then release the top 40 song. What we're planning on doing is doing that as a series where the artists compete. But here's the kicker. Every version of the song will be released as an MP3 for sale, download, through all the legitimate methods, registered, everything done online, which we're going to show. and then the artist gets to share. What we're debating on now is what should be the artist share. And already we know that there's going to be 2 tiers. For the artists that participate in social media and have a list of responsibilities that we're making up, those are going to get the top tier. For the artists who just perform on the show and then do essentially nothing else afterwards, there's a second tier. But all artists will share in the royalties. And it's going to be really simple, and they're all going to be able to look. In other words, when you sell tracks on iTunes, it's real out there. There's not a lot of creative accounting in this.
Right.
What's amazing, I can tell you guys, is that when you talk about doing a track and what it costs you to do a track, I'm going to be discussing that openly as part of the show. But I can tell you, we're going to be doing songs where it's going to cost us, some songs it's going to cost us $200 to produce. Other songs it's going to cost, and that's because what I end up getting, my personal costs for different tracks to get the basic sequence done.
Right.
But then as we add what I call the solo players, like the horns or those things or extra vocals, we'll tell you what we're paying. We're going to pay indie rates. People take, anywhere. You can be anywhere from $25 to $100 an hour. And I made no bones. I was paying some of mine $100 an hour. But in an hour, I got so much stuff out of them. Sometimes I had to pay them extra because I just felt bad.
Right.
Paul Russo did 3 songs in an hour. I could not give him $100.
Yeah.
Okay, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
So, but this is coming up next. So I'll getting people involved. Remember, we're looking at the vocalists. You guys who watch the show, you've seen the people that I'm going to just reach out to. And I'll let you know what they do, based on their schedules. We've seen them here, right? The Millen Sisters are one. Kimberly J. Roulan is another. Because these are sing songs. We always could have DeVoe step in and do some spoken word. And there's a big Pack Stereo team song I want to do with videos of all of us. You all would have to send in videos of you bobbing your head. PMC would have to send in some videos of him bobbing his head or doing it. Mac would do.
Why are you going to ask them to bob their heads when they don't bob their heads now?
Because the other thing, after bobbing your heads, the next thing's a little more obscene. Wiggle and shake, whatever. I'm just saying, all this coming for next season. That's why I'm telling you my goal today was really to lay this, because it's about to jump off the new scheduling.
Right.
But you're going to watch Victor and I attempt to give you more different things. Let us know. Give us feedback. The question is, how much of the planning, the behind the scenes, we let people see as a reality show? That means basically listening to Victor and I debate the future directions and see, and so you get a good chance to see how Vic and I discuss the process. And I think that is a worthwhile thing, coming from 2 totally different viewpoints and how we work that out.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, I want to let you know something. This magazine was dropped off the actual day. You're talking about moments when, of course, when Lillian was here, she dropped off this magazine. And then the following...
Within 9 to 10 hours, right.
This is what, it's timeless right now, because you get something here, and this represents what they call the smooth jazz news. It's out here in Southern California. I just want to let you guys know that it's kind of like...
We have a bunch of copies we could give away, too.
It's one of those things where it just dropped like that. And I was going to ask a question about, if you had to go see a concert, would you see it in Las Vegas, Arizona, or Palm Springs? What do they all have in common?
They're too hot.
Would you be outdoors at any of those locations?
No.
Okay.
I was in Palm Springs for one day. It was so hot, I'd never experienced like 110.
Right.
Because I couldn't get into the car.
Right.
And I had to lay a towel on the car seat and turn the air conditioner on, all that. Now, and the air couldn't even do it. Couldn't do enough.
So it's hard.
Yeah, and you couldn't. And here's the thing: while you get waiting for the air to kick in, when you start off driving, the breeze was so hot.
Right.
The breeze was so burning hot. You actually rolled up the window to keep the breeze off you, because the breeze was burning.
Right. Yeah. It is.
And I was thinking to myself, I can see how if you were like Pioneer, the wagon train. If you didn't find yourself some shelter, you were going to die.
They make it.
You
look
are
real.
going to die.
I mean, the Arizona Jazz Festival. It looks unbelievable. As far as the line.
They get heat stroke.
Charlie Wilson, Erykah Badu, Shaka Khan, Keisha Cole, Robin Thicke.
Where's that?
I got the magazine, man. You don't read.
Not that. Well, we just got them.
Well, look, let me say this.
Lillian dropped it off.
Right. Let me say this. I will be glad to send you a copy, PMC. I know, because I'm holding on to this, because this is, to me, it's magic. What I'm also saying is we have a Long Beach jazz concert that's coming up this weekend, and actually Bobby Caldwell is already performing. He's third to the 7th.
Bobby Caldwell.
And there's a lot more going on. So when you get this is really... I mean, the Winery Jazz Festival, you got them all. Eric Marienthal, Boney
That
James,
is a bomb concert that you just tell them. What was that one again, Vic? That last one? The one you just...
Thornton Winery in Temecula.
That's the one that's going to have all the folks you were naming.
Yeah, well, I know I was naming those individuals who are going to be in the Arizona.
Oh.
See, the heat stroke country.
I know.
Well, Temecula,
I love Erykah Badu, but I'm not going to fry
Let
for
me
her.
tell you what I think they're going to do, because Temecula is hot and it's considered our desert. The jazz concert is in the evening. And I went to
I've been to Temecula.
I went to the
It
winery.
can be really hot, but a dry heat.
Right. I watched Boney James, a few of them, all in the evening hours.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
And stay the night down in Temecula.
Oh, man, I remember some rendezvous.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right, so we're done.
Fantasy.
Yeah. So definitely we'll get this out, I think, just to have that look right there, you guys.
All right, you guys. And so today was a bunch of talking about the upcoming season, but that's because we pretty much the last day of the week.
They just want you to drop the action, man.